Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to be doing the 5 pros and the 5 cons of Liberty of the Seas by Royal Caribbean. Again, check out our channel, we have done a ton of cruises, especially with Royal Caribbean, so we have seen a good majority of their ships. So this one is going to be Liberty of the Seas. Every ship is a little different, even if it's always Royal Caribbean. So let's get into the 5 pros and the 5 cons of this ship. Alrighty, starting with our first pro is going to be the buffet options in the Windjammer on this ship. Let me just tell you, there were so many options for food in this buffet, like more than I've seen on some of the newer ships. And again, this isn't a super new ship. It's actually on the older side, but lots of different options, a lot of variety. So, I mean, there's pretty much something for everyone. Of course, they have your basics, hot dogs, hamburgers, salad bar, all that stuff, but they just had some really unique offerings for lunch, dinner, and breakfast as well. Also, they had a massive vegan section. For breakfast, lunch, and dinner, there was always a vegan section. So if you're vegan, I feel like they gave a ton of options for vegans this trip as well. One night they had a custom pasta bar with like tons of options that you could put in your pasta, multiple sauces, multiple meats you could add there. They also had a chocolate fountain night where they were dipping, strawberries in the chocolate fountain. I mean, just a great buffet, lots of options, lots of variety, great Windjammer. So that's going to be the first pro. Number 2, kind of piggybacking off of number 1, is going to be, it is one of the best Royal Caribbean breakfast I have ever had on any Royal Caribbean ship. I mean, it's just phenomenal. We didn't get a chance to go to the actual sit-down main dining room one, but I bet you that's actually very good too because it's kind of the same kitchen. But this breakfast on board was incredible. Everything was just perfect. I don't know how to describe it. Again, I've had a million breakfasts on Royal Caribbean, but they brought back the roasted tomatoes. I haven't seen that in years, and that is one of my favorite things that they do. The omelet station was always really good, very fast, always hot. They had like a place for crispy bacon versus softer bacon. The sausage had great flavor. The grits were always a great consistency. The scrambled eggs were great. They had these little roll-ups that Carson loved. You could make your own like burrito. I mean, just an amazing Royal Caribbean breakfast. If you're going on this ship, don't skip on the breakfast. I know sometimes they're not as good, but this one, don't skip out on breakfast on Liberty of the Seas. And now on to number 3 is going to be the shows and the games on board. They are on the newer side for a little bit of an older ship. There's actually one that I've never seen. I think they called it like the Daily Double. It was like Jeopardy. So that was actually a brand new game show on board that I have never seen before. There was also a couple other ones that I've never seen before. Typically Royal, it's kind of the exact same things over and over again. This one did have a couple new ones that I've never seen. So that was interesting, kind of fun to shake it up and watch something different. Of course, they had Crazy Quest and they put it in a great location. That's another thing. Everything was in the right location. They didn't shove you in the atrium to watch something. Everything was always in the theater or just in a good space. It wasn't over crammed or anything like that, which a lot of other ships, they shove everything in the atrium, and that is the worst. But again, Crazy Quest was awesome. They had Saturday Night Live for one of the productions, and I just thought that was really cool, a little bit newer, like of course an older movie, but you get my point. And again, that little Jeopardy game was fun. So I thought the shows overall were pretty good, and they were put in the correct locations, which is a breath of fresh air on a cruise ship. So yeah, overall for number 3, just good newer shows and game shows. Now, number 4 is going to be the layout and the size of the ship. So we have been on much, much smaller and much, much bigger of Royal Caribbean ships. And this one we just find is really nice. I think it is this entire class of ships that we like this size. The Royal Promenade is just fantastic. It's not too big, and it's also not like the atriums, which were just too small. So I just really like the layout of this ship. It's very easy to find everything. Everything's kind of right on top of each other. You're not traveling far to go anywhere you need to go. Again, I love the cafe promenade area. There's everything you need there. They have the pub, they have the pizza, they have everything. Again, we've been on like Grandeur, which is smaller, and they have the atrium, which there's nothing. There's no pizza. There's none of that. So it's really nice. Lots of shops, and it's not too overwhelming either. I mean, you have the new ships, and while that is amazing, sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. It's just a good doable size ship. It's a little on the bigger side compared to the really old ones like Grandeur, but it's not overwhelming like Star of the Seas. So I just really liked the size and layout of Liberty of the Seas. And lastly, the 5th pro is going to be their outdoor entertainment. I mean, the outdoor focus on the ship is really big for the size of the ship. They had the flow rider. They had the biggest rock climbing wall. I think they had 2 separate sides, which looked incredible. And then they have that whole area back there where the kids are still running around. They have the mini golf, which you don't see really on the newer ships as much. They have the mini golf outside as well. Their sports court was huge, and there was always kids, out there playing. And then on top of that, the slides, the flow rider, the rock climbing wall, the sports court, the mini golf, they also had a huge kids play area, like little water park as well. So I feel like if you're an active person, sports, slides, flow rider, even if you have kids, I mean, there was just so much to do, definitely more family friendly, tons of outdoor activities. Now, keep in mind, if you're going somewhere in the heat in the middle of the summer, might not be the ship for you, but if you are going in a good time of year, outdoor activities were consistent, huge, and really nice. And now on to what everybody wants to know, the 5 cons we found on Liberty of the Seas. So starting off with number 1, and this one sucked, I'm not gonna lie, this ship runs hot. Mind you, we went in February, the weather was very good for us actually, so that should not have a factor in play. We didn't go in the middle of the summer. The ship was hot. I mean, the ship was just hot. Our rooms were always pretty hot. The main areas were always really pretty hot, not deathly hot, but not a cold ship, not a cool ship. I would call it a warm to hot ship. So dress accordingly. Most of the times you need like pants or a long sleeve, and most of my family needs a jacket on top of it. That's not the case here. We were in shorts and tank tops as much as possible because it was hot, and both of us said that. So unfortunately, dress appropriately. For us, this ship was definitely on the warmer side. Next up for number 2, I don't think I've ever said this in any of my pros and cons for any cruise line yet, so this is pretty crazy. The ship was dirty. Royal Caribbean usually does a very good job on keeping a clean ship, but this was just dirty. Everywhere you looked, there was always empty glasses, empty plates, and I'm not just talking in the Windjammer, I'm talking bars, pool area, everywhere. There was always a spill. There was always a mess. There was always food on the ground. I mean, there was food on the ground everywhere all the time. I don't know if they were just understaffed or what was going on, but the ship was really dirty. Again, messes in every corner. It's very surprising. Royal is usually really on cleanliness, and this ship was just pretty dirty. So number 2 is going to be, it's definitely not the cleanest ship I've been on. Next up for number 3, it's going to be the dining room service, mostly the drink dining room service. So a little specific on this one. Not much footage to show you guys here. The food was pretty good. Just our service was not very good in the main dining room. Wasn't the worst we've had. I wouldn't skip it. Definitely wouldn't skip it. Ours just was not great. Was not bad. Was not, great. That's all. Just mediocre. However, the drink service in the dining room is absolute garbage. Do not expect to get a drink. Even if you order it, it took forever. Both days we dined there. I think one time they even forgot, and I think we ordered once each time, maybe twice. I mean, it's not like we were over ordering, and it wasn't like we were ordering like mixed drinks or anything either. So just a heads up, if you're going to dinner, get your drink beforehand, especially if you want, a certain wine with your meals and stuff like that. I would definitely get a drink before entering the dining room. You can get one in there, obviously. Just know it is going to take a long, long time. So for number 3 con is going to be bad drink service in the dining room. Number 4 is an odd one, and I really hope for your cruise sake, if you're going on this cruise, it was just our room. However, the walls were so thin in our room, we could hear our neighbors clear as day. Here is some footage of it so you guys can listen to it. But absolutely, I have never been on a ship that it was this loud hearing my neighbors, and they were normal people, like completely normal. They weren't doing anything crazy. I could actually hear their safe buttons click. Sorry, I don't have much video for this, but I could hear when they were opening their safe while I laid in bed. The walls were so thin. Now, we did have a connecting room, I guess. I didn't know that when we booked, so maybe just avoid a connecting room. But I've had connecting rooms in the past with neighbors in them, and I have never heard them. So I truly don't think that is the case. So just be prepared. Maybe bring a white noise or something. The walls are paper thin. Again, paper thin. So just a heads up before you sail. Now, our last con, and it's not really a con, but I mean, it kind of is. We thought the decor on board was just weird and bad. So, I mean, I'll insert some of the pictures they had on board, and it was like the creepiest photos I've ever seen. It was like abandoned water parks. It was like women in bras in a city. It was the weirdest art I have ever seen. I don't know who picked the decor for this ship. It's a 3-night Bahama cruise, and there was like some really creepy and weird pictures throughout the ship. So just a heads up, it's definitely some interesting decor. I wouldn't give it Happy Day Coco K vibes. I would give it super creepy, kind of depressed decor around the ship. So that's number 5, as weird as that is. The artwork, paintings, and decor were just super weird. And that is going to wrap up our 5 pros and 5 cons of Liberty of the Seas. Comment down below. I always love reading comments on these videos. What was a pro for you? What was a con for you? What did you agree with? And what did you disagree with for your cruise? I love reading the comments. A lot of people have the same opinions as us. Some have different. It's really interesting to read, so comment down below. Make sure you check out all of our Liberty of the Seas content. We have ship tours, room tours, buffet tours, vlogs, everything you want to see on Liberty of the Seas, so check that out. Please like and subscribe. It really, really helps our channel. Again, enjoy all of our Liberty content. Comment down below, and we will see you guys in the next one.